got Darla back in the boat. We launched at St. Augustine trying to get over to Buck Bay. And as you can see, there is nothing but submerged timber out here.
Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We sure appreciate everybody watching, commenting, and liking and subscribing. We're having fun with this, but as you can see, this is going into Buck Bay from St. Augustine Park. We never actually made it out around the island. We went across and fished over on the other side and got some video over there. You can see the water level's at 155.9. It's 8.46, 8.5 feet low. It's about a foot or more lower than when we started these videos. But here's where we kind of did just do a little circle fly over here. Hope I don't make you sick with this fly over, this just spin. But man, the timber is thick, water's low. Just be careful. We did run into a subscriber out there. Shout out to John for saying he watches the videos. Man, we sure appreciate that. It'll be him coming up, and there he is in that boat there. So we did that, and we came over here to what I call Miller Creek, the front of it, and came in. And there is a ton of stick-ups over here. Like I said, I don't get down here and fish this side very much, but man, we had a good time. Caught a lot of fish in that little creek right there that day. But man, just looking at it, it's funny how big Rayburn is. You know, fish is so different from the north end to the south end. And I said we fish the majority of our time probably within a 3-mile radius of Monterey Park. That's the area we know, that's the area we catch fish in, so that's where we go. But we came down here, you look at these little ditches and drains here, do a little flyover, then we'll turn around and come back out of this creek and go over. Again, man, there's just standing timber everywhere. And most of it's anywhere from water level to, you know, 3.5, 4 foot tall. So when the water's up 8.5 feet, you don't see a lot of it. You'll see a lot of those little circle mounds that I pointed out on the Bird Island video. See a lot of those here. I said it was cloudy, it was kind of windy that day, which is another reason I didn't try to get over there. You know, a 2-inch chop on the water can have a lot of stumps. And we did ride up on a bunch of them. Even when you thought was clear, you know, we still just idled just about everywhere. But that would have been St. Augustine Park in your upper left. And that's looking back over towards Buck Bay. They're on the right-hand side of your screen on the top. That's going to be Buck Bay over there. A lot of good little humps and everything out here, little saddles and ditches. Did have a little bit of grass in there that we pulled up on a little crankbait, so that's where we're parked at. So that's where we're filming from, where we took off at. Kind of just do we'll fly back over towards the boat and then go down that other creek. It looks nice and calm in there, but out on the main lake, like I said, it wasn't much of a chop, but it was enough to make me uneasy trying to run everywhere. So, especially in an area I don't know. I kind of like my Phoenix without a hole in the hull. John was telling us, the guy we ran into that said he watches the channel, he told us he's seen, I think he said 6 boats that have hit something or run aground. So one of them took about 3 hours to get his boat off. So I'd rather fish than be worried about that. But here you'll see those little humps and mounds, little circle areas, look like sand pits at a golf course. That's a little bit of elevation change. I guess when the water was up at that level, it washed stuff up and washed out when it started going down. So here's a couple good little creeks here, little drains. It's nice and calm back here. Beautiful area. It'd be really nice to get back down here when the water's up. And like I said, we'll do comparison videos when the water does come back up. But you know, a couple areas. It's about a 35-40 minute drive from the house for us to get over here to St. Augustine Park to launch. But I know it'd be a lot quicker in the boat. But it was a good day. Like I said, we caught fish all day. Nothing major. But had a good time and got some video for us. And so here we'll look at the back of that creek. I kind of zoomed in on it and instead of flying all the way back there, zoomed in to get a good little look. And you can see where they just kind of split off and meander off in the woods. Here we'll turn around and start coming back out. It's funny, all the timber's on the other side. There wasn't a whole lot of timber on this side of that creek. Another good little ditch there that runs up in there. Bunch of little ditches and drains and everything that run off in this area. But again, like I said, it's funny, there's no timber on that side. It's all on the other side of that creek. So here we'll come on out, look at this point here, fly out towards the main lake. So that would be Buck Bay directly on top of your screen across from that point. That's Buck Bay right there, directly across. Like I said, you have to go way out around that island to go down and come back into the Buck Bay. So we decided to come over here instead and take a look at this area. Come back across the creek and I'll show you this other area again. Try to come down and kind of give you an idea of the stick ups and all that are right there. It's a bunch of little elevation changes and contours that will be there when the water comes back up. Like I said, this whole section over here was, you know, just stick ups and stumps you don't see underwater. But man, it was a good time fishing over there. We caught fish, so we'll have to come back over here. And we're just trying to get the drone back to the boat here. But man, again, we sure appreciate everybody liking and subscribing. If you would, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button for us. Again, shout out to John, and I believe that was his wife in the boat with him. They were fishing a Carthage Bass Club Championship. So hope y'all did good. And hey man, if you fish Caddo, hit me up. I want to get with you on that. Hey, we've got the next video coming out will be St. Augustine Park area. So y'all be careful out there and have a great time. Until next time, we'll see you on the water.